All right, let's talk about the real battle. It's not the one that happens out on the field or on the track. It's the one that happens in your own mind against that one opponent who knows all your weaknesses, because that opponent is you.
Oh man, we've all been there, right? The alarm goes off, every muscle in your body is screaming from yesterday, and that little voice in your head just whispers, stay here. And wow, is that a tempting thought?
But hang on a second. We have to ask the most important question right now. Whose voice is that really? It's not your coach. It's not your rival. Nope. That's your own inner voice of doubt. That's the first enemy you have to defeat every single day. And that brings us right to our first section. See, that struggle, that tiny moment between the alarm clock and your feet hitting the floor, that's not just some small hurdle. It is the most important, most critical battle you will fight all day. Just look at the difference here. On one side, your mind spins this perfect, reasonable-sounding excuse. I ran too much yesterday. I deserve a rest. It makes perfect sense, right? But on the other side is the simple, brutal truth of what it takes. Get up, put on your shoes, go. I mean, it doesn't get much clearer than that. It's just a raw, undeniable fact of life. Championships, victories, personal bests, they're not won under the covers. They're forged out in the arena. So once you win that first battle against the bed, the next victory is just as crucial. It's the simple act of showing up. Your presence, in and of itself, is a massive statement. It's power. And here's the reality check we all need. While you're in bed having that debate with yourself, guess what? Your competition is already out there. They're working, they're not waiting to feel motivated, they're just getting stronger. This really gets to the heart of the psychological game. Every single time you skip a workout, you're not just missing out on getting better, you're literally handing a mental victory to your rival. See, winning isn't just a final result, it's a habit. And that habit is built on the boring, repetitive, absolutely crucial foundation of just showing up. Now this is where we can make a huge mental shift. What if we stopped seeing excuses as stop signs, and instead we started seeing them as fuel for the fire? Your mind is incredibly creative. But the excuses usually fall into a few classic buckets, right? You're feeling a little sick, it's too cold out, it's way too hot, that little ache in your knee is acting up. These are the classic roadblocks the mind loves to throw up. But here is how you dismantle them. You have to see them for what they are. They're not permanent conditions. They're just temporary, like seasons. They show up and then they leave. The trick is to not let them move in and make themselves at home in your head. Acknowledge it, and then get back to work. Your mind is just testing you. It's seeing what it can get away with. So you have to ask yourself one question. On race day, is any of this going to matter? The answer is always no. So start treating every day like it's race day. Look, this whole thing is not about one giant heroic moment of triumph. It's about the incredible power of small daily victories. This is how you forge a will that absolutely cannot be broken. It all comes down to the number one. Just one. One more step when your lungs are on fire. One more day of showing up when you just want to quit. That single act of defiance against your own feeling of weakness, that's where true strength comes from. This completely reframes what it even means to be a winner. You might not be the fastest every single day. You might stumble and fall. But the true victory, that belongs to the person who faces those little daily losses and absolutely refuses to accept them as the end of the story. Every single time you push through that wall, you're doing more than just training your body. You are layering your spirit with armor. You're using every little win, every small success, to build a will that will not shatter when the big tests finally come. And that brings us to our final and most powerful idea. The battle isn't really against the opponent next to you. It's against that champion staring back at you in the mirror. It's about learning to wield your own will. Now, that's an intense way to think about it, but it's a powerful one. Your training shouldn't be a casual activity. It has to be a war against your own limits. If it doesn't feel like a fight, are you really pushing yourself hard enough? So start thinking of your body differently. It's not the source of your weakness, it's your weapon. Your hands are your shields, pushing through obstacles. Your feet are a sword, relentlessly cutting down the distance. You are your own arsenal. The goal is simple. Consistently defeat that part of you that wants to quit. You have to push past the pain, again and again and again,
until something incredible happens. Your body stops fighting you. It starts to crave victory just as badly as your mind does.
So, at the end of the day, it all comes down to this one question. When you look at your goals, your dreams, your challenges, success or failure, whose hands is it really in? The answer is yours. It always was. Now, what are you going to do about it?